Hey everyone, welcome back to the Buzz COVIDeo series. I'm Jeff Pilch, one of the creators of the Buzz. Today I'm here with Jake Shinder, founder and CEO of Settlyt. How are you doing, Jake?
Awesome, man. Another day in quarantine paradise.
Love it. And you're up in Vermont, right?
Yep, we are. We have been displaced from our home at the Harvard Innovation Lab, and I have retreated with my wife up to Vermont.
Can you maybe just remind the viewers a little bit about what you're working on at Settlyt?
Yeah, for sure. So Settlyt is a digital home for everyday bets between friends. So not just sports, your office competitions, your golf challenges, any type of challenge, competition, bet that you can think of. We have built a digital home for it. Available now in the Apple App Store. If you're not busy, pause this video, go download it right now, come back. You will not be disappointed. We are the only user-generated betting platform, right? So we don't create games. We don't set stakes. We're a platform, and we allow you as users to create the bets that you want with who you want and put whatever you want on the line.
That's cool. Nice little sales pitch there. So can
you got to weave it in when you can,
Yeah. Can you, so I mean, a lot has happened over the last, I don't know, what is it, 2 months now. Can you maybe talk a little bit about how it first impacted the business and maybe how it's sort of changed your perception of how it's going to change the business over these last 2 months?
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, at first it was a shock. I think everyone was shocked. And there was that kind of 2-week period where, we had to move out of our office and no one really knew what was going on. And then sports shut down and entertainment landscape has kind of changed. So at first, we were very much in kind of this period of a shock. And then I think what happened was, a few weeks after that initial jolt, life started kind of going back to normal. People started finding routines. And what's resulted for us has been a lot of user growth, right? So, we are a platform that is predicated on connection, right? Connecting with your friends. And so what we've seen is a lot of people coming on, a lot of people inviting friends, people looking for a way to do digitally what they were doing physically before. It's just, our product, betting with your friends is just a way that people connect. And I think that there's a lot of people out there that are not satisfied or don't share a common interest around sharing photos or writing 240 character diatribes. And one of the ways that they connect with each other is through fun bets and competitions. And so I think that, that ability or that, the way that we enable friends to connect in this kind of unique way is really kind of proving out. And so, in the last month, our user base has doubled. We're growing 10% week over week. So we're seeing a ton of engagement. We're seeing a ton of new users. And our users are saying great things about us. I am personally fielding phone calls, emails, text messages from these people who, the idea just resonates with them and it just makes sense. And so, for us, it's trying of a time that it's been on the business side. It's also been a really, really validating time for the product.
Yeah, that's awesome. A little before this, you were talking a little bit about some new initiatives that kind of sprung out of this. One of them was related to charity. I'm curious to hear more about that initiative.
Yeah, for sure. So, we're a startup, right? So we can't roll out big dollars to charity and we can't, we can't create new foundations and things like that because we're just a couple people. But I think it's important in a time like this that we do anything that we can. So, my co-founders and I talked about it. And one of the things that we decided to do was anyone that makes a bet on Settlyt where a charity donation is the prize or charity donation is what's on the line, as we say, we'll match that donation. So, we've a couple charities, we've thrown them in there just to kind of get people started. Obviously, there's a limit to that. We can't match your $10,000 bets. We try to cap it at $5-10 here or there. Friendly betting is very much kind of Settlyt. But yeah, so we're currently matching bets for charity. We're also donating $1 for every new user that we get this month to Feeding America. So we are, we're doing our best as a startup to be all in the fight against coronavirus. So that's been a big recent initiative for us. We've seen a lot of engagement, a lot of users doing it, taking advantage of the opportunity. And we're proud of the little that we're able to provide.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to follow up with you after this, because my family started a foundation last year and we're trying to think of creative ways to keep our our donors and people that come to our events engaged. So I mean, that sounds awesome. So I'm definitely going to bug you about that after.
Yeah, for sure.
So over these 2 months, has there been anything that I guess was a surprise that didn't shape out how you expected to?
I mean, every day's a surprise, right? I think that one of the biggest shocks for us has very much been on the fundraising side.
Yeah.
We've seen a lot of investors, especially institutional investors, start to reserve capital for their current portfolio and make less investments in new companies and new opportunities. We obviously fall into that category. We've only done a small friends and family pre-seed so far, which we're extending. But that's really been kind of the biggest shock, I think. Was it completely unexpected? Probably no. But yeah, I think that's been a big thing for us. And then I would say the other thing that I'm not sure that I saw coming is actually positive. I'm not sure that I saw many companies and how many people would be bought in on attacking coronavirus and being a part of positivity and helping each other and just being there for one another. I'm part of the Harvard Innovation Lab community, and we were a very tight-knit community in a physical space, and they've been very committed to making us feel like we are still a part of that community and continuing that experience in that program. And I think they've done a tremendous job kind of in light of certain circumstances. So I think that, less on the negative, but also on the positive side, it's been great to see current communities stay engaged and new communities start to form and be engaged around, these positive activities.
Yeah, that's awesome. I want to follow up a little bit on the fundraising side of things. So I don't know, back in, let's say, late January, early Feb, you were ramping up, ready to fundraise. You had a goal of whatever it was, and you were going to kind of pour fuel on the fire to grow things. And obviously, like, as you alluded to, it's a lot harder to raise money right now. How has that kind of shifted your strategy moving forward, now that you kind of have to operate under the assumption that it might be harder than you thought to raise capital, but the business still has to keep going?
Yeah, so I mean, the business doesn't stop, right? For us, I mean, come hell or high water, we are going to find a way to fundraise, and we're going to find a way to build this thing, and we're going to keep it growing, right? So my position, as CEO and founder of the company, we are still spending money on marketing, right? We're still doing all the activities that we were doing. We're still looking at the same growth path and trajectory. I personally just need to be a lot more aggressive about going and finding people and closing checks, right? And I think for us, it's, find the right people that believe in the vision, that see it and stick with them and get them on your team, right? And don't worry about the big funds. Don't worry about, the people who are on the fringe if they, if the idea doesn't totally resonate with them. Focus on the people that are with you, that see the vision, that see the opportunity, that really understand what we're building, and just get them on your team, and I think, we're lucky enough to have a great, great bunch of current investors who are with us and have stuck with us. And so for us, it's honestly a great time to spend money because there's less people spending money on marketing. So if you're a startup out there, right now is a great time to do some A/B testing, work on your messaging, things like that. Cost of media has never been as cheap as it is right now. So, with very limited funds, you could do things like that. So, for us, it's less about dialing things back and more about just being really aggressive about moving forward and not wasting time on opportunities that, you know, are not as well aligned. You know, I think previously you entertain those thoughts, right? But now it's just increased the urgency.
Yeah. So that all being said, I guess like what would be your ask right now? How can we help? How can everybody watching help?
Yeah, for sure. So we're extending out that pre-seed that we previously did. So we're going to give really, really good terms to our new investors coming on. We have some of our current investors that are going to come on with some follow-on capital, and we're looking to raise $500,000 right now. And that is going to continuing to build out the product, fund this early growth marketing. You know, we're a platform, so we're predicated on network effects for our product to be super, super powerful. And so we're kind of fueling that growth as well. And the idea is once we can establish these network effects, which we're already starting to see at really low user levels, you know, hopefully as things evolve, we'll be able to entertain larger rounds down the line and really kind of, you know, fuel growth as our goal kind of previously.
Yep. And so what's the best way to connect with you, Jake?
Yeah, just shoot me an email, jake@settlyt, settlyt.com. Shoot me an email day or night. I'm always available. Or connect with me on LinkedIn.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being here today, Jake. I know how difficult it is running a startup, but on top of everything that's going on. So appreciate the time.
Absolutely. And thank you, Jeff. You know, this is a big shout out to the Buzz. You guys do great work for all us startups, working our butts off out there. So thanks for all you do, man. Huge help.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And thanks, everyone. Be safe.